Hi, I've gone to a couple shows here in the last month, and I was also there as a seller, and I ended up doing some trades with some other sellers and ended up buying some cool stuff, some stuff I've never really seen before. You think being a collector for 25 years and being a kid of the 70s and 80s, you've seen most toys that have been out there. But there is some things that I haven't seen. So we're going to take a look at that. Maybe you haven't seen them either, and this will educate you on some different toy lines that was around in the 80s. So let's take a look at the stuff that I picked up yesterday's haul. We had a really good day. We sold a lot of stuff. There was a lot of people there. It was packed, and I picked up some stuff. I got some from the vendor across from me. I got these Street Fighter Gwill figures, the Navy SEAL. Now, the funny thing about these is it's the exact same figure in there, and he is the Navy SEAL. You can see the back here. Of course, we've got Jean-Claude Van Damme there as the person, I think, in the movie by Street Fighter. It says Capcom Street Fighter. We've got a variation of that. I think this is the variation that's worth a little bit more. And exactly the same figure, exactly the same accessories, just different color. So those are really neat. And I have a third one here. This is the Gwill Arctic Assault figure. And it's all G.I. Joe molds. And I think that's a Duke head. I think that is a Duke head. And you can see we've got various accessories from other G.I. Joe figures. These all look like G.I. Joe molds. I'm pretty sure they are. And yeah, so it's all the same heads though, because it's all supposed to be Jean-Claude Van Damme. So that's interesting. I know about these, and I do have some of the Street Fighter 2 figures, but these are not. I believe these are associated with G.I. Joe. They just use the molds for them because they're by Hasbro. And but they're a completely different toy line apparently. So next thing I have is some Star Wars stuff. I did a trade with a guy. I don't know the names of any of these Star Wars figures, but they look familiar. This guy looks like a guard from The Mandalorian. But I think this was from episode 2 or 3 maybe. I think he was a guard. Somebody tell me, I don't remember, but I just thought he was really cool. He does have like some really cool detail on his helmet, and he did come with a gun. Now the guy had 2 of these, and I thought about getting both of them because they would look really cool, but his gun's a little a little bent. And then I got this guy. He's like the dog. I think that was in Jabba the Hutt's dog, maybe, or something like that. I just thought he was cool. He looks complete. He's got real chains. Like, this is real metal chain. And then he has some kind of harness here and a lightsaber in there too. So does his mouth? Oh, his mouth articulates too. That is really cool. No articulation on the legs though, but he does have a nice pose. So really cool. Never ever seen that figure before in the wild. These are all more modern figures. And then we got this droid right here. Also sporting like a mohawk. Just thought he was neat. So we got those 3 Star Wars figures. With these 3 figures, I also got 2 from the same vendor. I got 2 Thundercats figures. Get this guy. And I already have this guy, but this guy is in such good condition compared to the one that I have. Let's see if his arm works. Yeah, and his articulation works there. And I just got him because he was just a better looking figure than what I have in my collection. And then this one here too. And I got this guy. I keep seeing this guy over and over and over and over again, but he never has his helmet. And I do have his sword somewhere. I'm going to have to look for it. I'm not sure. It's probably in a drawer behind me there. And there he is. He looks pretty good. He's got a little paint wear on his hands. So he's going to be complete, I think. I think he just has a sword and a helmet. There's his head. He looks really good. The helmet is the thing that I find hardest to find with this guy. So after looking for him for probably a good 7-8 years, I finally found him. And he had $20 on this guy. I didn't pay for this guy. So these 5 figures, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I traded for a vintage Kenner Boba Fett. He was complete with his gun. And I thought that was a good trade. And this one was in pretty good condition. It had pretty good paint on him. But I thought that was a fair trade. And I think that maybe I went out on that trade more than the other guy. But that's what he wanted. That was his thing. He wanted to trade. So that's great. The next thing is I got this guy. This is Beetlejuice figure. He's just weird. Just a weird thing. I don't know. I just thought it was funny, so I grabbed that. So this is Evil Zendo from the figure line called The Otherworld. I've never heard of this line before. It's kind of a cheap line. These guys are bendy figures, and I think these are made by Arco. Maybe it looks a little bit like Dungeons and Dragons or something like that. So I picked him up. I traded for something. I can't remember what it was, but I don't know. It was a pretty good trade. And I just thought he was cool. He's kind of evil looking. All of these figures that are in this line, they are bendables. There's dragons and all kinds of stuff. So thought I would check that out. Next, I have a Dungeons and Dragons figure. This is Grimsword. And he does have his little hook here, which is important. I think this is a play feature here. I think it makes him twist or something. Yeah, makes him move, which is amazing because I can see that breaking really easily. But the one thing that he is missing is his horns. And I think I could make those horns. I got them for like dirt cheap, maybe less than $5, I think. So I'm going to make his horns and give him some extra paint, and we'll make him look really, really nice. He's just a really cool figure, and I've been collecting these over the last probably year, and I'm getting down to pretty much all of the figures now. So that was a nice find, I thought. The next I got a G.I. Joe Stellar Stiletto. Well, this is the Starfighter, but it's the white version of the Stellar Stiletto. I think this came out in 1993. And this is missing the correct piece in the back. This is supposed to be blue and the rockets. And there's a missile launcher in the front that's supposed to be bright orange. And the guy gave this to me for like a song and a dance. I think it looks better with the silver rockets, tell you the truth, from the original Stellar Stiletto, and this too. I think it just looks really cool. So this caught my eye, and I decided to snatch it. All right, next let's take a look at the haul that I got in January. This is the one that I got from the January toy show that I went to. It was the same show, but it happens monthly, actually, in Hamilton, Ontario. And in this one, I ended up getting some Garbage Pail Kids stickers. This is from the 12th series. But let's take a look and see what's in this. Get the gum. I'm not going to eat that. These are series 12, and they're from 1988. So that gum is what, 25 years old? So I'm not going to go there. You see, we got Racy Lacey, $12 High, One Night Stand, Ronnie Nose, Fertile Myrtile, or Fertile Myrtle, and that's it. So you get 5 cards in each one. That's cool. These cards are going for a lot of money. Even the 12 series, I see them go for quite a bit online. It's kind of crazy. These next figures, I don't know why I got them. I did some kind of trade, I think with the same kid that I did a trade with these other figures. These guys here, the D&D figure and this guy. So I got these. I don't know what I traded him with. I can't remember, but these are Hook movie figures, I think, from the early 90s. They're terrible figures. Actually, Captain Hook isn't too bad, but these are terrible figures. For some reason, he's got his legs go up and then they go down. I don't know why that would be. Is there a play feature here somewhere? I don't know. His neck doesn't even articulate, so I don't know why he's got legs that go up and down. And they don't really articulate either. They just do that. But I do have a couple of these figures, and thought I would add to the collection. I think I paid maybe $1 or $2 for them, so that's not bad. This one I was super excited to get. I got Orko, and the reason why I got him, he's not complete. He doesn't have the little chips or whatever they are, the little chips that come with him where you can hit them. But I had this already in my collection from, I don't know, I got it in a lot one time, a long time ago, and I finally figured out what it was for. And I was just waiting to get Orko so that I could have him. I don't really care about the other bits, but I think having this is important because, well, he does this. And now I have an Orko in my collection. So I have the Origins Orko, but this is my first vintage Orko I've ever had before. So let's try that again. That was kind of fun. Let's see here. All right. So this next figure is one, like I said, I didn't even know existed. This is Earth Force, and this is Professor Hacksaw. Obviously, he's like a knockoff. Probably, I think that it's a Remco or something like that. Oh, this is Pace Toys. It says on the back of his butt, Pace Toys. And I was really excited when I saw this guy. I thought he looked like Sylvester Stallone, and he looked like Rambo to me. And I was super happy to get him. I think I traded him for, I can't remember what I traded him for. I think I traded him for a Battle Cat or something like that. And the Battle Cat was in great shape. I think it was. I think the Battle Cat was complete. But I thought he was worth it. I've never seen him before. Now he does come with a gun, and all of these guys from this toy line, they have like some chest armor and stuff. But I'm happy to have him just like that. He's my Sylvester Stallone. I'm going to put him in the collection, probably with my Masters of the Universe figures. And probably my favorite item I got this month. This is probably by far my favorite thing, is the G1 Menasor. I've got all the figures here, And the seller that sold it to me, we did a trade. I had some NES games. I think I had a Zelda game. It was the Gold Zelda, and I got a little bit off on this. I know these are pretty pricey. This is not complete by any means. I think there are a couple weapons for each of these vehicles that are not in this lot. But for the most part, if I wanted to build Menasor, I can build him. He's got his feet, he's got his hands, and his sword, and his gun, his head, and most of the weapons. But also the thing that I thought was fantastic is I got some paperwork here. We've got the stats and 2 card backs. We've got this guy here. Shows you how to transform him on the back. I think this is Dead End. Yeah, that's Dead End. So we got Dead End's card. And we have, and I think this is Wild Rider's card. Of course, these are all Stunticons that form Menasor. And, of course, he looks really good right there. That's what he looks like. Look at that. So I've got that whole thing. I haven't even tried this yet. Haven't even played with it. I haven't even seen how good of a figure it is. So I'm excited to get this guy out of this little box here. See what these kind of condition these figures are. To me, when I bought this, it seemed like they were actually all in pretty good condition. I haven't transformed them yet, but I'm going to transform these guys, and we'll see what he looks like. The cool thing also is that it also came with the piece that goes on his chest, which is, well, it's just a car. It just doesn't transform or anything, but it's the chest piece, and that's cool that that came with that. I actually have the combiner bots, the combiner ones from 2013, 2014 that came out. And so that's where I really got interested in the combiner bot. I never really owned any of the combiner bots except for Devastator. I did get him as a kid, and he was one of my favorite Transformers. And I've always been obsessed. When my older son decided he liked Transformers, I was buying him the combiner bot wave that had come out. And, well, I've been obsessed with combiner bots since then. I'm going to get these guys transformed. If there's any issues with these, I'll show you, but we're going to get them transformed into robot, and might take me a while to do that. I've never transformed these guys before, and I don't want to break them. But we're going to transform these guys into robots, and then we'll do Menasor. So there's all the Stunticons transformed, and I must say that Motomaster is huge. He's like twice the height, and he is really cool. Now he's got his gun in his hand, but he also has this sword. We're going to wait until I get him transformed, all the Stunticons, to form Menasor, and we'll see what that looks like. I'm okay with not having the guns to the little guys because I'm pretty much going to combine all of these guys and just put them on display as Menasor. So here he is in all of his glory. He is fantastic. I had no idea how tight these joints were on all of these figures. All of these figures transformed really tight. Everything, it feels like it's going to break because it's so tight. It's kind of nerve-wracking. That's why I did it off camera, so that I could just take my time and not have to worry about trying to do it in front of the camera. But all of the joints are really tight. All of the stickers on this figure is super clean, really good. They are all original. I know that for a fact. I can tell. And they just look so good. This is the first time owning the G1 Minosaur. Like I said, I had Devastator as a kid, and I'm just going to do a little comparison. This is not a review or anything of this figure, but I just want to compare him to Devastator, and they look awesome together. Now, Devastator is just a little bit taller. The other thing that I did, I brought down my Combiner's Minosaur, and I wanted to compare him to that too, because this guy is pretty cool. And there he is there. You can see the difference in size there. There, I went back a bit, and now you can see him in the shot. He's like twice the size, almost twice the height of the G1 figure, and he looks cool. I love these figures. I'm a huge fan of these. I want to get all of them. I've got 3 or 4 of them now, or my son has them anyway, and I've been building my own collection of them. I'd love to have the G1 and the Combiner ones all together and have them on a shelf someday. I'll have those together. That is my haul of this month. I think I got some really cool stuff. Most of this I really didn't pay full price for. I either traded or I got some good deals from some sellers that I know. So thanks for watching this episode of Toysbackzen. Please like, subscribe to my channel, and let me know what your favorite figure that I picked up from this haul was. Thanks for watching, guys. See you later.